I knew that this happened for a reason. I didn't think I was going to share this, but I feel comfortable if you're willing to listen. Because the
Of course.
second day I arrived in Egypt, I had a massive pain flare. So for decades, I ended up on the bathroom floor every time I got my menstrual cycle because the pain, the cramping was so severe. I would get sweaty, I'd pass out, I'd throw up. I mean, it was awful, and this ruled my life. But because I was so intent on not having surgery, not doing any of the prescription drugs, and doctors never had answers or reasons for me, I was kind of just on my own. I stopped going to the hospital and I just surrendered to, I don't know if there's a cyst inside of me rupturing and tearing off a piece of my ovary, and so I'm going to internally bleed out on the floor. You know, it was like I just surrendered over and over for years until I caught the pattern enough to notice what was causing that pain in my body, because that was my only symptom. There weren't other symptoms for a long time. And that happened the second day I arrived in Egypt, and it doesn't happen that often. This was the first time in like almost a year that I've had one this severe. I was actually outside the old market with a friend, and out of nowhere, I mean, I was on my hands and my knees, and I experienced a lot of support from strangers, like Egyptian strangers who didn't know what was going on, just some like white tourist girls like freaking out. There's a man that drove me across Cairo for 45 minutes, like a crazy guy. Like he knew something was wrong, and it just felt so held in that experience. But also, I woke up this morning a fully menstruating woman, and I'm sitting here talking to you. I feel safe telling you that, and feel no shame admitting that to anyone listening to this. And it's important, I think, because this last month has been so stressful. I've been in Egypt for 3 weeks. It's a brand new environment. Like we said, it's a lot to witness the suffering, and not just how hard it is, life here. You know, I'm talking with the waiter last night. He's a refugee from Sudan. He's been in Egypt for 7 years, and he's this beautiful human, and he has this amazing outlook and this perspective on life, and just the tragic beauty of relating to someone in such an honest, real way who's lived, you know, and yet has no, I felt no, you know, strange energy toward me or, you know, extraction or anything like that. But it's like, I can put my body through extreme stress. I've been holding space energetically for 12 people as we move through really challenging situations and a lot of emotional purging. You meet parts of yourself that you didn't know existed when you're traveling, especially with strangers, going to these temples, getting activated. Like, we're doing all this stuff, and yet I woke up today with no pain. But that wasn't the case a month ago. Literally, a month ago, I was on the street. And so at some point, you have to look in the mirror and say, what's different here? I'm the common denominator. That's the only thing. And obviously, it's not just stress. And I already found out a long time ago that it's not just my diet, and it's not just the EMFs and the pollutions and the poisons and all this stuff that I was projecting onto other people for a long time. It's my emotions. It's my emotional state. My womb is this source of infinite wisdom. It's a direct line to God. There's a portal to another dimension in between my legs. That's insane. That's crazy. So it's like, what is the difference? What happened in that month leading up, right? Because it's kind of like a report card, I think, for women. But I think there are lots of ways that our bodies talk to us, and they are the oracle, in my opinion. It's like we can use our body to navigate physical reality, because everything is energy first, and our body decodes that, and then reality rearranges itself as if we are creating the environment for, you know, for what we want to experience. But again, it's like taking responsibility. I had this initiation almost that second day in Egypt, like. You will be held. You will be safe, even if you can admit the truth of what you're experiencing. And that was a really crazy thing to experience. But I had to be honest. I looked back at the month before, and I had been overriding signals from my body because I really wanted to finish this project that I'm working on. And I pushed so hard. And I was preventing myself. I was escaping a feeling. I didn't want to feel grief that was coming up because something didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. I was avoiding like the sadness and my anxiety about all the things that could go wrong in Egypt, you know, the stress of that. And then that is when I felt it, I think, was that moment. I think God was like, no, you're going to have to face this one way or another. And I think the rebound rate for a lot of the ways that we're moving through the world, it's like much faster. You know, the energetic rebound is that feedback system is quicker.
Yeah, but it gets quicker and quicker and quicker.
Yeah,
And
you
the same
can't
with
lie.
manifestation and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that like loops back to what we were originally talking about, but it's this like initiation into deeper layers of sensitivity. But I could have gotten really down on myself and said, oh, I'm not evolved. And I don't want to admit that this is still a problem, right? These pain flares and things like that. But it isn't like that at all. To me, it's just like this spiral, you know, you don't heal and then you've arrived somewhere. Like, I wish it was that way. But the pain, it's like we don't avoid it. It's just like you go deeper and deeper and more into that darkness. It's like, I don't know, I don't think it ends. I don't think that's the point.
Yeah.
But we orient ourselves to it differently. And yeah, I mean, after experiencing that for so long, decades of not knowing how long it would last or if it would end or if I even would close my eyes and open them again, you know, I think it's just, yeah, at this point I'm like, try me. I don't know. Throw it out and let's see what happens. I don't know.
You said one thing about like, where is it? You said something like, I wake up every morning and say, blow my mind, God.
Yeah. I dare you. I dare you. Blow my mind. And that's really what it is sometimes, because I think the only thing I've ever been able to rely on is God. It's been me and God the whole time. You know, the doctors, that villain victim savior complex, that triangle. I've tried on all of those different roles, and I don't really like any of them, to be honest. None of them feel really good. And so I had to sort of learn how to remove myself from those dynamics, and again, deeper and deeper layers, because it's so covert, and we engage with it. It feels natural, it feels normal. And really stepping out of those. But yeah, I play games all day long with God. Show me a miracle, I dare you. And then you have to just not be attached. You know, I think when we don't feel worthy of ourselves, we'll try and control and we'll manipulate. If we don't feel worthy of a miracle, whether that miracle is watching a mother and a child like have this like a moment of pure joy on the playground or winning the lottery, you know, like both of those things are a miracle to me.